Loud. Hello, everyone. How's it going? I feel like it's been so long since we had a team call. Maybe I always say that though, just because it's every other week. So, I wanted to talk about goals tonight just because I've been hearing this a lot from like not only people on our team, but people on like social media, people that I'm trying to talk to about getting signed up. And so I feel like this would be something totally relatable, to bring to even our clients, but also to our own businesses. So, when we're setting goals as like business owners, because when you're a coach, you are a business owner, like you own your own business, whether it's small, like whether you have a small team or a large team, like you are in charge of that whole team, like your whole business. So as a business owner, like you need to get really, really clear on what your goals are for your business. And really what it comes down to is figuring out what you want your goals to be for your life, because your business, like when you're a business owner, your business kind of is giving you a life, right? Like if that's one of your priorities, obviously if you're working another job, it's not your main priority or it's not your only priority, but it's going to be one of your priorities, and it's providing you an income, so it's providing you a life of some sort. So I want you guys, we're going to start out with like an exercise. I want you to set a goal based off of one thing and one thing alone. Like your goals for your business need to be set based off of what you want for your life, like I just said, not anything else, like not how much time you have in the day, not how much money you have in your bank account, not how many people that you have saying yes or no to you. Like your goals need to be based off what you want for your life. So for example, I just wrote an example. This isn't my life situation necessarily, and it wasn't mine when I signed up, but I just like came up with one. So I wrote out my example as, I want to be earning a full-time income so I can work less hours. This is like a yoga teacher, right? Like this is who my example is. So she can work less hours and say yes to classes she wants to teach and no to classes she doesn't want to teach. So it's not like necessarily that she only wants to be a coach, but she wants to be both, right? She just wants to have that freedom. So I also wrote down, so she can travel and take off time of work or classes without fear of losing money or losing her class that she was supposed to teach, right? So this is my example. Now I want you guys to take like just a few minutes, like this should only take us like 3 minutes, but write down like what is your goal? Like write down like a few sentences if you want, or one sentence if you want. What is your goal for your life? Like in terms of coaching. And then we'll dive more into like why that matters and how it's so important. If you have any questions or you're like confused, just drop them in the chat. And as you're writing these or this one like goal for your life, keep in mind that everyone's goals are going to look super different. Like I came up with an example because I didn't want you guys to like think like, oh, I need to have the same goal as her, because like my goal wasn't even like my real life situation. So that's why I came up with that. Okay, I'm just going to move on because I feel like I see most of your guys' faces. So once you have this statement, I want to just talk really quickly about like the problem and what most of us do and like what I did even when I started and what I'm hearing from people and like clients and all just from everybody. So most people set their goal based off of like their external circumstances. Like I said before, you know, how much money I have or how much time I have or how many people I think might sign up with me or how many people I know, you know, that might need this, or whether my significant other supports me or not, or you know, you look at another coach in the network or on social media and you're like, well, I don't want my business to look like that. So, you know, like I'm going to set my goals based off of her, or, you know, maybe you want your business to look like that. So you're setting them based off of her. All in all, like, I don't want you guys to set your goals based off anybody but you, like what you want for your life. Like that needs to be the number one thing you set your goals based off of. And really what that is it's basing it off of an internal thing, not an external thing. So what is this like internal thing is you and everything inside of you, which is capability. So like, I want you guys to know, like, you're all 100% capable of like what you just wrote down, whatever your dream is for your life. Like you have literally everything it takes within you to go and get that, whether you believe it or not. You have it in you. Like with this business, it is possible and it is in you. So the only other parts of that, what it takes to get to that goal and what's inside of you, like the internal, is hard work and belief. So if you don't believe that it's possible for you or that you're capable of that goal or getting there, you need to start reading PD, listening to PD, meditating, like whatever you need to do to change your mindset so that you start to believe in yourself. Because I have learned, like, on the months when I'm working my booty to the ground, but I'm not believing that it's going to happen for me and I'm not trusting the process, the work is kind of pointless. So you have to pair your work with your belief and have this aligned work ethic, right? So if that really is the truth, like if what I'm saying is true, that there's no secret sauce, there's no special ingredient, like you have everything within you and all it takes is belief and hard work, like paired together, then your goal should be a whole lot bigger than what they probably are right now, right? And maybe you have really, really big goals. And if you do, that's amazing. But I just want this to be a reminder to you guys, like, oh my gosh, like it is that simple. So don't be afraid, you know, to make your goals massive. And I know, like, Nadia, I was just talking to you about this today in our group chat, but it was like right in line with the whole topic of everything. So I want you guys to set the goal, dream really, really big, because, and this is a Tony Robbins quote, as soon as you truly commit to making something happen, the how will reveal itself. So we're not making our goals based off of the how, because we don't know the how. The point is the goal, and we commit to that goal with everything in our being, and then the how will reveal itself. And the how is really just the work of what we do as coaches. It's like the grind, you know? So I want you guys to just get rid of like the ifs, ands, maybes, buts, like all the hesitation, because it's about what it is you want and what it takes to get there now. Like now we're talking about the goal and reverse engineering the goal so that we can get to it, right? So I want to go backwards, and I'm totally going to give you guys like all these examples based off of a random goal that actually was my goal, but I mean, yours could be so different than this. So again, don't base all these examples off of your own, like you have to figure it out for yourself. But I'm just going to give you all of these as an example of how you can do this. So like I said, we're going to go backwards. So my goal with that person, that example I gave you guys, was to be earning a full-time income. Like that's really the main thing, so that I could have like more freedom in the other job that I worked, which was a yoga teacher job. So how and when does my business help me get to that goal? Like that's the question we all need to be asking ourselves. If your goal, like I said, is something different than that, it's the same question. How and when will my business help me get to that goal? So for this example I'm sharing with you guys, it's a full-time income, right? So then I have to ask the question, what does a full-time income look like to me? Because to some people, you know, a full-time income could be 50,000 or 30,000 a year, right? So for this example, I just wrote down a full-time income would be earning $2,000 per month, because that would come out to being like $36,000 a year, right? I'm really bad at math, so you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I just did this really quick. So then we're going to reverse engineer it one more time and say, like, well, where am I at right now with coaching? What am I making right now with coaching? So for this example, this person that I'm sharing with you guys, she is currently making $1,000 a month, and she's a diamond coach. And that was actually accurate for me when I was a diamond coach. I was making roughly like $900 to $1,000 every month. So then you reverse engineer it one more time, and you say, well, what would the next step be? What would 1 star look like? If I'm diamond right now, what would 1 star look like? And obviously you're not going to know exactly what 1 star is going to look like because you're not there yet. But again, you can do all the reverse engineering and say, okay, if I'm making $1,000 a month and I'm diamond, well, some of that money is coming from commissions, right? So break it down. Like, let's say I'm signing up 15 people per month, you know, and it's $40 to $50 commission off of each person that you sign up and share a challenge pack with, or share a completion pack with, right? So just really rough numbers here, like let's say I'm signing 15 people up per month, that would be like $600-ish of commissions, maybe $700. So if I'm a diamond coach, right, and I'm earning $1,000 right now per month, then there's, you know, 600 or 700 of that is from commissions, from signups. So then the rest of it has to be from bonuses. It has to be from like team cycle bonuses. Now I know like some of this will be a little confusing for you guys, so you can obviously like ask your coach later on after the call in more detail if you like, you know, want to get into the nitty gritty of this, and I encourage you guys to do that. But basically, like, we earn money as coaches in a few different ways, right? We earn it off of commissions primarily when we're starting out, and then we earn it off of our team cycle bonus. And you also get a bonus from Beachbody if you sign up coaches in like a consecutive, that's the word, consecutive weeks process. So like in a 5-week period, if you sign up a coach and then a coach, like every one of those 5 weeks, you'll get like $100 bonus from Beachbody. So just sharing all of that information so that you know the rest of that money each month, you know, going back to my scenario as a diamond coach earning $1,000 a month, that $300, $400 has to be coming from those other sources of making income aside from commissions, right? So moving on again, like breaking it down one more time, what if we hit 1 star, or like my example, what if I hit 1 star diamond as a coach? What would that look like income wise, like my second account hitting diamond? And if you guys are a new coach or you're new to this call, when you sign up as a coach, you have what's called a U+2. So you can sign up 2 other people and work their businesses kind of with them, but that has to be a parent, a child, or a significant other. So for my example, this person signed up their significant other, and they wanted to build that account to diamond because that would make them 1 star, right? When you have a diamond on your team, you are considered a 1 star diamond coach. So going back to the whole like reverse engineering and calculating all this out, I'm not going to do it right this second because it's going to be a little confusing, but you'd have to write down what a second account would be making, right? Like, let's say your second account, you wanted to sign up 5 people. And then let's go back to your account and you would sign up again, like those 15 people, for, like my example. So if I'm making this much money in my account, right, you can kind of get a rough estimate of I am building another account to where I'm currently at, and how much am I going to earn with that? Well, you're roughly going to earn about the same amount, maybe a little bit less. Just because when you build a second account, you're probably not going to be putting as many people in that account. But it's going to be a close, rough estimate to the same amount. So like if you wanted to, going back to that whole scenario, if I'm trying to earn full-time income, and that's, for example, $2,000 per month, to make up an annual income of $36,000 a year, then that would mean hitting between 1 to 2 star. That would be kind of the rough estimate here for this example. So I know there's a lot of like estimating going on here, but I really hope that this can give you kind of an idea of how you want to do this for yourself. And we can even go another step and say like, well, what if I wanted to push the envelope and go beyond 1 star? Like, what if I wanted to make more than just like $2,000 per month? Well, then what would 2 star look like? When you're a 2-star diamond coach, you are able to open up a second business center. So basically what that looks like is I'm Leanna here. I have my first business center, right? And then when I hit 2-star, I get to open up Leanna number 2. So it's kind of like you're signing yourself up as a coach underneath you, and you get to build a whole nother business. And that's Beachbody's way of rewarding us as coaches for getting to that milestone in our business. They allow you to do that. It's kind of like franchising. But what happens when you open up this second business center, like Leanna number 2, it pays you 3 times the amount. So if I were to sign up one person under Leanna number 2 for a challenge pack, I would not only get paid once for it, but I would get paid 3 times. I'm not going to explain the how of that, but just trust me, that's what happens. So again, going back to your goals for your life and like what it will take you to get there, think about that in terms of everything I'm saying with your business. Again, this is just an example of a person who's currently diamond and earning $1,000 per month. So that might be far from where you are. It might be right exactly where you are. But I'm trying to give you all of these examples so that you guys can see that this is really, really simple to do for yourself. It takes a little bit of time, a lot of pen and paper and math and calculating, but it's so simple. And if you want to, you can even do this whole process without adding up all the bonuses, and the team cycle bonuses, and just keep it simple with how much you would make from signing people up and sharing this opportunity, sharing the challenge packs and the programs with people, because that might just be a little simpler for you and where you're at right now. And as a newer coach, like that's majority of where your income is going to come from anyways. So that would totally be a great way to do this also. But since we are coming to like the end of the year, we're so close. It's crazy. Like it's December. I think, what do we have? Like 3 more weeks. This is so crazy. I feel like it's a really, really good time to start thinking for yourself and for your business, like exactly what we just did. Like, what do I want for my life? What is it going to take for me to get to this goal? And then you can reverse engineer it like even more so than I did. So like break it, like all you got to do is like keep breaking it down again and again and again. And all in all, if you're like, okay, my goal for my life is to, going back to my example, earn a full-time income with coaching, and obviously I have to get to this rank to get that or to be there, then you have to think about, in terms of Success Club and month to month, what you're going to have to do. And like, let's say, okay, well then I have to hit Success Club 6 every single month if I want to get to this goal. Well, then you got to break it down one more time. Like, what is it going to take for you to get to Success Club by the end of the month? What do you have to do on a weekly basis? And then you can do that again. Like, what do I have to do on a daily basis, right? And obviously what's really, really cool is that us as coaches, like we are lucky because Beachbody created the Success Club tracker, the Success Club system, by doing all of that for you. So like if you, Heather's holding it up right now. So if you have just like a simple goal of like making this a good part-time income for yourself, then follow that Success Club system tracker like to a T, and there you go. Like you will totally get there. That tracker was actually made for part-time coaches who don't have a full amount of time to work on their business and on their goals every single day. So if you follow it, like you will get to a really good place. And if that is right in line with where your goals are for your life, then like amazing. But if you want to go beyond that, if you want to work as a full-time coach or you want to earn a full-time income, then, you know, look at all those things you have to do on the tracker and maybe double them, right? And then see what starts happening for you. See how many people you're starting to help, how many people you're changing their lives with these opportunities and the packages and the programs. And you can get an estimate of how much more you need to do or how much less you need to do. But it's really, really cool. I just feel like the way this whole business works, when we can just set our goal for whatever it is that we want for our life, like I did with you guys in the very beginning of this call, and then we can just do the work it takes, like chase it down and really truly see that it is totally 100% like possible for you. It's not a matter of like how many people you have in your circle that you think might sign up. It's a matter of the goal, you know, and like looking at what is the work that it's going to take to get there, and then, you know, deciding if you're willing to do that or not. And if you know, look at the work and you realize like, oh, I don't think I'm willing to do this, then I would go back to the drawing board and maybe redefine your goals. But I mean, if that's like really your goal, you should be willing to do the work it takes to get there, right? Like you got to be real with yourself. So I know this is kind of like all pretty heady and a lot of like talk about income and commissions and all that stuff. So if you have any questions, I wanted to leave some time for those at the very end here. But that was really all I had to share with you guys. Hopefully I didn't go through it all too fast. But I really, when I was a coach, you know, I wish that somebody had told me about this process of how I can like take a goal, like set a goal and reverse engineer it, and to not let my goals be defined by anything other than me, like anything other than what I want for my life, my passion with this business and all of that. So just trying to share with you guys, you know, what's like something that I wish that was told with me or for me when I first started out. Okay. Annalise says, do you use any apps or websites to organize coaching tasks to get to certain goals? I mean, I just use I just started using the digital Success Club system tracker. It's like an app you can download on your phone. There's a group of us on the team who are like currently in qualifications right now. So I was like, okay, what do we need to do for accountability? And we all decided to download that app. And I don't know, that's what I've been using. Does that make sense? I don't know. Does that answer your question? Hopefully. I guess I don't really get the last half of it, like to get to certain goals. Does anybody else have any other questions? Or does anyone want to like share their goal and share like their process? Or maybe you're confused about it. You just want help. Nadia?
Am I unmuted or am I muted?
You're unmuted.
Okay, I was like, what's going on? So what I do is I, just like Rihanna, this is the tracker app that you're talking about, the Success Club tracker app, right?
Yeah.
So that's what I use, Anna. I don't know if I'm gonna, so it basically, it's the BAT, like completely like organized for you and you just check it off as you do them. But what I've been doing, I don't know if you saw Carly's post about like what your December goals are, but somebody was like, my goal is to use the ABC effect. And I was like, what is that? But I was so impressed by it because she just goes to her friends list and types in the letter A. And so what I've been doing is I'll go to my Instagram and I'll go to my followers and I'll type in the letter A. And what I'll do from there is I'll basically like click on the first name that pops up and I'll do my BAT with them. So I'll interact with them and make a connection with them. And then I'll go to the messages between me and them and see, have I followed up with them already? Have they, ignored me? Was it too soon? Should I follow up again? Or if I haven't invited them and they, there's no follow up, like I'll try to invite them. But one way that I really stay organized is doing this and the ABC effect at the same time, because I feel like it just makes it like a smooth process. And I'm able to really knock out my BAT of, interacting / connecting, inviting, following up, and, adding new followers and people that you connect with. So as I'm on their page, showing love, interacting, or messaging them, I'll also go to their friends list and try to find people that I can relate with. And like, somebody that I know I can actually make a friendship with, because if they don't want to sign up with Beachbody, at least I made a friend. And I feel like, I don't know, I like that because not everybody's going to want to do Beachbody. So that's kind of what I do to stay organized, is the ABC effect with this. Just because then I'm not scrambling around like, okay, who have I talked to? Who have I not talked to? Like, it gets so down, like they get so far down in your feed and in your messages that I feel like with the ABC effect, if you're just working through the alphabet, it really helps keep your BAT organized. And then you kind of know where you left off. Like, oh, like I typed in the letter G, so now I need to start with this letter. And so that's kind of what I do. I don't know if that's any help for you or anything.
Yeah, I don't really track anybody until like I get their email. I mean, I write a list of the people that I'm talking to on my phone every month. Like I have like a list that says November invites. And so everybody that I sent an invite out to on social media for those people, I just write down their Instagram handle. And that way, like for the next month, I can go look through it and I can see like, oh, I signed that girl up. Oh, this person, oh, she didn't like want to join, or, and I'll make little notes by their Instagram handle. So that's the way that I track people before like I've gotten their email or their contact information or anything like that. And that's really, really nice. And then every month, like once I start inviting to a new group, like the last few days of November, I started inviting to my December group. And so I like just changed the invites over to a new list, and it was December invites. And that's been really, really helpful. But other than that, I like everybody who's already on email, they just get like a monthly email invite basically, or email follow-up. Sometimes I send it out like 3 times a month, sometimes like 2 times a month, sometimes 1 time. Just kind of depends on the return rate and if people are really excited about the group and they're like all responding. Or if nobody's responding, then I'm probably going to send out a lot more emails. So you just kind of have to feel it out. But yeah, with my like social media tracking, that's kind of how I do that. But emails are where it's at. So key.
Yeah, I've been collecting emails ever since like day one as a coach. So every single person that I've ever talked to that was like kind of interested, I ask for their goals and then I ask for their email. And then as soon as I get that, it goes in like my Google Streak. If you guys don't know what Google Streak is, you can look it up on YouTube or Google or whatever. Super, super good to have. But that's just where I threw all of my emails. And I usually do it about once a week, just when I have like a little bit of free time in my morning. I'll send out some kind of value to these people. So whether it's like meditation, like different fun ways to meditate, or a fun recipe that I tried for meal prepping, or just a sample workout. And every single time I have like click to apply to my bootcamp in there. So I know that I'm always following up with them, but it's not like a direct invite. It's not like, hey, like sign up with me and stuff. I'm providing value and they're looking for it every week. And then as well, my clients also get the email, so they never feel like they're forgotten. And I always am popping in their inboxes too, after like the 21 days of like initial emails that I send out to everyone during their first program. So yeah, emails are amazing. If you're not getting everyone's email, like start getting people's emails. It's so good to keep up with.
Okay, last call for questions. Does anyone have any more? Literally, you can ask anything. There's no dumb question. Does anyone know like the official name of the Success Club app, the tracker? Is it just called like Tracker app, or I don't even remember. I just searched like Success Club Tracker. Oh, for Androids it doesn't exist?
Yeah, I tried to look for it, but I don't know. All I see is some random games and anything like that. No.
That's why I use this, right? Because like I literally can't use it on my phone, so like I have to have it at home in front of me to use it. Same with like the tracking your containers and stuff. Like you guys have that really cool nutrition app, and we can't get it on Android either. I'm sure they're like moving in that direction because they're always like coming up with new things for us, but not yet.
That stinks. I didn't even realize that. Oh my gosh. I was wondering always, I was like, why does Heather use the physical tracker? I was like, she must just like pen and paper. Nope, it's not available yet. So sad. Okay, well, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. I'm gonna get a selfie really quick. Maybe I should do a boomerang. Okay, we're gonna do, what are we gonna do? Boomerang. All right, guys. 3, 2, 1. Yay! It worked. Okay, have a good night, guys. Thanks for hanging and hopping on. Bye.